Hey, Bruce Feldman, and I'm joined this week by Oregon quarterback Anthony Brown Jr. Anthony, thanks for joining us today. I know this is a big week here with you guys ready to make the trip to Columbus to face the Buckeyes. So for people who probably know a little about your history, you were at BC at first, and you played a bunch of big games. You played at Clemson. You've won at Lane Stadium. You've had a bunch of big opportunities. How do you think those experiences that prepared you for going into the face the horseshoe in such a big game here?
I would say they prepared me in a lot of ways, from crowd noises to understanding the big moments, understanding what plays need to be made when and how they need to be played out throughout the game. So that's really that. And I feel like this is a huge opportunity, not only for myself, but for my teammates.
When you say opportunity, what do you think can come of it with a win, not just for the program, but for yourself as a guy who's been around the block and played in a bunch of big games? How do you envision that kind of taking shape?
Um, it can do a lot of things, honestly. With the opportunity, with a win, it'd be something that we haven't done here. And quite honestly, Ohio State is a really, really good team. And I feel like this is a very important game for this season and for our program.
Do you also look at it from the perspective, it's not just an important game for your program, it's also a really big game for the Pac-12. I mean, last week, I know you were busy with this, but big game for UCLA. They beat a big SEC program and they actually kind of whipped them. Do you feel like you're carrying the mantle for the conference as well, or is that overstating it?
I would say that's overstating it.
So how do you manage playing your game, making plays, being a leader, but also trying to play within yourself, trying not to do too much? Obviously, they have a great offense with a lot of firepower. How do you kind of handle that discipline wise and manage it?
I would say Coach Moorhead just does a great job with making sure that I understand what I'm looking for, what I'm doing, and just sticking to the script and understanding that the script won't steer you wrong. And it keeps you grounded to where you're not doing too much, or you're not feeling as though you have to do something and make a play at in any given moment. So
personally wise, how much have you thought about this game? You guys didn't have the opportunity to play Ohio State last year. A lot of people were circling that. You transferred in, you could have gone to a bunch of different places. Was this part of the plan? I mean, I know it's only take one game at a time, but at the same point, it's still Ohio State.
When you see games like this on schedules, you have to get excited. And seeing it on the schedule is always great. Like, you get a great opportunity to play against the Big Ten champion and the player or the team that played in the national championship last year. And it's just great. And like you said, like going through recruiting, just looking at strength of schedule, especially for all the schools that I was looking at, this was a really big one. So played a big part into that.
How much do you think it helps you that obviously Ohio State's loaded with all these 4 and 5-star guys, but every day at practice, you're seeing this huge linebacker, obviously Noah Sewell, big time guy, Kayvon, Justin Flo, there's 5 4-star guys in the secondary too. Do you think that will make, I don't want to say it easy, but when you see that every day, I can't imagine it's going to be like a jolt to see the talent you're going to see at Ohio State.
Like you said, we have those same kind of guys on our defense, so it wouldn't be a shocker going there and playing against Ohio State, even though they are really, really good. They're really talented. So yeah, it's just going to be man on man, bow up. So it's going to be interesting.
If I'm going to start a sentence, I want you to finish it. Oregon will win this game and go into Ohio State if
we do our job.
Simple as that. What does it entail for Anthony Brown Jr. to do his job on Saturday in a way that you guys can get out of there with a W?
Just staying the course, as well as being very energetic and being somebody that people look at and inspire, especially for a game like this, especially with a lot of inexperience going into a stadium that we're about to go into. Just being there for my teammates. So
You have a degree from Boston College. Now you're going a graduate degree at Oregon. What do you hope to do after football with the education you're getting?
So getting my master's in education for prevention science here at Oregon, and I plan on taking the research that I have within my community back at home and implementing that science just to give kids the resources that or not just me, but some of my peers didn't have growing up, and just getting them to understand that education is really, really important. And there's more than one way out because I've seen too much talent around me that didn't make it. And I just want the youth to have a better future than a lot of us did.
How do you see that playing out when you go back to New Jersey to really share some of the things that not only you learned in the classroom, but I imagine there's a lot of stuff you learned in the locker room, on the field, at the practice field, just of being a leader, but being around so many different personality types as well?
There's a lot of ways it can play out, but I would say not only learning in the classroom, but playing football itself, just being in a team sport has been huge. You have a bunch of people coming from a bunch of different backgrounds, religions, whatever the case may be, and you have to find a way to work together. And everybody's journey doesn't come from just themselves. There are a bunch of moving parts, and just to understand that all the gears need to connect in order for you to make it where you want to go, and not just think that, all right, the time just goes by itself. No, that's not how it works. There are a lot of people that are around you that help you with your opportunities or help open some doors for you. And you really need to take advantage of those opportunities when they present themselves.
Do you want to be a teacher? Or do you want to be a principal? What do you think this will materialize as when you get down to it after football?
So I want to open up a youth center. So, yeah.
Is that something you're already kind of making inroads to do or research or put together?
Yes.
That's very cool. Well, Anthony, we wish you good luck this weekend. It's great talking to you, as well as hearing your plan, not just for this weekend, but also for beyond football.
Thank you.